All right, we are on day 5 of lesson 14, making number patterns with addition and subtraction. You need to turn in your book to page 140, 140. Making and extending number patterns continued. We did this yesterday. We're going to continue it today. So, number 1 says the numbers on the mailboxes form a pattern. This time I'm going to go a little quicker because you should be able to do these without me at this point. So, 400, 390, 380. I would like you guys to pause the video before I answer the questions to see if you can solve them on your own. So, what is the rule for the pattern? 400, 390, 380. So you're going from a big number to a small number because your hundreds are changing. So obviously you're going to subtract. So I need to get rid of all of my adding. Okay, so now all I have left is subtract 10 or subtract 100. Well, you could think that you're going to subtract 100 because your hundreds did change. But if you look at the other two numbers, you're going from 390 to 380. That's not too big of a jump, and the rule has to be the same. So I don't think you're going to jump any more hundreds. So that means we're going to jump 10, because 9 in the tens changes to 8. And if you count up from 9 to 400, you're going to go by 10. If you did not get the problem right, then just simply listen to my instruction and erase and fix your answer, okay? Number 2, Kim counts people riding the roller coaster at the Indiana State Fair. The numbers she counts form a pattern. 145, 150, 155. What are the next two numbers in the pattern? Well, we're going to have to figure out that pattern. So, let's look at our hundreds. Those are exactly the same. So the hundreds are not going to change. Let's look at our tens. 4 to 5 and a 5 again. Let's look at our ones. 5, 0, 5. That's a little tricky, isn't it? We've been doing lots of adding and subtracting of hundreds and tens. Well, let's count from 45 to 50. So 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. How many did I count up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it looks like this, guys, it's called tally marks. It's 5. So that means plus 5. We went up 5. What about from here? 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. How many did I go up that time? Yeah, I went up 5 more. So I must be going up by 5. So if I add 5 more, what am I going to get? 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So 160. So let's look. Is there any 160s? Well, that's 165. Oh, here's two 160s. So these two are not right. So let's add 5 more. 161, 162, 163, 164, 165. So it looks like the answer is D. Number 3. Carlos writes the pattern 790, 800, 810, 820. Choose true or false for each sentence about the pattern. The numbers in the pattern increase. Well, these can be confusing because it's always good to figure out the pattern before you go willy-nilly looking at true-false questions. So, it's pretty easy to figure out if you look at these two numbers. The rule, when you find a number pattern rule, all the numbers have to follow the rule. So you went from 0 to 10, and then you went from 10 to 20. So it's a pretty obvious indicator that you're going up by 10. Because you're starting at 700 and you're going up to 820. So A says the number pattern is going to increase. True or false? Well, we know increase means get bigger. It gets bigger. So yes, we are getting bigger. B, the rule is add 100. Well, 888 in the hundreds. If we're going to add by hundreds, it would be 7, 8, 9, and then onward. So I don't think we're adding 100. C, the next two numbers in the number pattern are 840 and 850. Oh, that's a tricky one. Well, the last one in the pattern is 820, and we know the number pattern is up by 10. So let's add 10. So the 100 stays, the 1 stays, but one more 10 on 2. Well, if you put 10, or you count up from 20, it'll give you 3, because you're only adding a 10 stick. So 830 is next. What did this C say was next? It said 840 was next. So we already know that that is not right. So A is true, B is false, C is false. Okay, number 4. Students sell tickets to the school fair. The number of tickets they sell each day forms a pattern. The rule for the pattern is add 100. What could the pattern be? Well, we got to figure out which one of these is adding hundreds. So this A goes from 4, because we only need to look in the hundreds. So 4, 3, 2, 1. And the rule was plus 100. Are the hundreds going up or down? They're going down. 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's not following the rule. Let's look at B. Hundreds. 4, 4, 4, 4. Are those hundreds going up or down? Are they increasing or decreasing? They're doing neither. They are staying exactly the same. But our rule is supposed to be add 100. So that's not correct. Let's look at C. You go from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Is that following the rule of plus 100? It is. But to be on the safe side, let's leave it and look at 10. You go from 3 to 3 to 2 to 2. Does that follow our rule? No. So the answer is C. Number 5. Follow these steps to make a pattern. Write a 3-digit number greater than 500. Well, let's pause right there and do that first. Okay? Greater than 100. Well, let's try 600. That's pretty easy, right? Bigger than 500. Okay? Use the number to start a pattern. Follow the rule, subtract 100. So I'm going to draw my model, and I'm going to put minus 100. Okay. Put 4 numbers in your pattern, and you can choose whatever number you want as long as it's bigger than 500. That's just the one I picked. So put 4 numbers in your pattern. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And they all need to do minus 100. Yeah. So what's 100 less than 600? Taking one of these hundreds away. So that ends up being 500. Take 100 away. 400. 300. 200. Now it says, explain how to use the rule to make a number pattern. Here's where you could show your work. I put mine to the side. Both work, as long as you have room and can show your work. So it says explain. So how can I explain how to make a pattern? Well, it's easy. You take your number, and use your rule of minus 100.